Hey, I'm Diane. You know, they say that people do not really ever change who they really are. Well, I have an exception to that rule. This is about my sister-in-law from my second marriage. She was a little bit harsh, vindictive, a little mean. She could flat tell you what she thought in an instant. You had to walk on tiptoes around her. Now, when my ex-husband and I started dating, he would say, like, let's go to Florida next weekend. I'd go, okay. So he'd come pick me up. We'd go to Florida. My parents would take care of my two children. We'd go to Florida. And right before we left town, we'd run by his sister's house. And I'd say, what are we doing here? Oh, she's going with us. Oh, didn't know that. I never knew anything. Okay, she's going with us. Okay, we're dating. And she's going with us on vacation. Every vacation. Not some, and not sometime, but every time. Well, we ended up getting married. And she would come to our house every Friday afternoon after she got off work. And she would stay until Sunday night when she had to go home. Not some weekends, but every weekend. Now, this is a person, just like my husband, that I had to tiptoe around because I really didn't know either one of them. You know, they were so hard to get to know. Well, I hate to say this, and I'm hesitant to say it, but she was mean to my children. Now, I had 2 children previously from another marriage, and sometimes she would even kick them. Ashley was a little 4-year-old girl. She kicked her in the back end one time, just because she did something that the sister-in-law didn't like. Now, I didn't know it at the time. Ashley told me later. But, I mean, she was just unpredictable in her moodiness. Now, they were from German descent. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know. But they're just not as kind as other people. I don't know, shouldn't have said that. I'm sure there's German people out there who are just like all the rest of us. I don't know, but it was something about their whole family. I mean, even her aunts that were from that descent, they were all, I don't know. Let me go on. So after we married, we'd plan a vacation. And you know who we'd go pick up. I had no knowledge of it. Never spoke about it or planned about it. But she went on every vacation. Now, she made good money. She was a dental assistant. But while she was with us, we paid for her food, her room, all that. And I never knew, but I'm assuming she gave my husband money after the trip. I don't don't know that for sure, but I'm sure she did, because I just pretty much know she did. But no one told me anything. No one told me anything. I was always in the dark around that family. Always in the dark. I wasn't worthy enough to know anything, apparently. Okay. Now, if you've watched my videos before, you know that we took this big Wyoming trip when my son got married in Laramie. He followed his girlfriend out there. She went to graduate school at the University of Wyoming in Laramie. And we went out there for their wedding. It was a big cowboy wedding. They got married at the prison in Laramie, where Butch Cassidy had once been held. Anyway, quite historic. But if y'all watch my other videos, you know how that trip went. But my husband's parents rented this big van so that all of my family could go in one car, because it was a 2-day trip out there and a 2-day trip back. Okay, that was very kind of them. I'm sure that was his daddy's doing. He was the sweetest man. Anyway, so we all piled in the car, my kids, and I had a couple of grandkids at that time. We all piled in the van and went to Wyoming. So on the way back, we were close to home. I was figuring up the gas. Now, the parents paid for the van, and my kids were adults. So we had agreed to split the gas when we got home between families. So I was figuring it all up. I told each one what they owed, and my sister-in-law was sitting in the front with my husband, and I told her how much her part was, and she whipped around so fast, and she said, "My damn parents paid for this van. I'm not giving you shit." That hateful. Well, I immediately start crying, because I'm not a bad person. I'm not a mean person. And what did my husband do? Nothing. Nothing. He said nothing. He never took up for me. Ever. Ever. Well, that was the night. I told you in the other video, when I got home, I went upstairs where our bedroom was, got my pajamas. I left that bedroom, and I never went back. I never went back. I had it up to here. Okay. So we got a divorce. Okay. So after my divorce, as I've told you before, I had big dinners every couple, once every, 2 times a month, say, for all my family, grandkids, etc. I invited my ex-husband. I invited my sister-in-law, because I still felt like we were family. I just couldn't live amongst them. Well, they would come. They always came. My ex-husband would walk in the door. I'd say, "Hello," whatever your name is. He would not speak to me. Still doesn't to this day if someone is watching. Childish. But now I can call him on the phone for something, or he can call me on the phone and talk quite normally. And he can walk in my door and we can talk normally. He wired my tiny ass, and we can talk normally. But if one of the kids is present, he will not speak to me. He will treat me like I'm nothing. Well, this went on for years. Always invited him. And one day I went, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Not only was I done with the marriage, I can't be around them anymore. My children are all loving and kind and fun and funny and don't hurt people's feelings. So I can't do this anymore. So I quit inviting them. They quit coming. Well, the sister-in-law, she got breast cancer. Now, she had an open wound on her breast that she never told anyone. The cancer was coming through the wall of her breast, and she never told anyone. Finally, she went to the doctor, and it wasn't good. They didn't give her much hope. So she was confronted with her own demise. But glory to God, she made it through. And her personality changed 100% from darkness to light. Honest to truth. That's honest to God truth. It was a radical change. She became kind. She never said a harsh word to anyone. She was very giving, very loving, helped whoever needed help, and acquired many friends. Her cousins even started hanging out with her a lot, and they went on vacations together. She made it 10 more years. I mean, she changed completely. Completely. And I even talked to her on the phone many times about different things, and just a different person. And I learned to love her again. She passed away last May. Suddenly. She was clear of cancer in February, but died in May of cancer. Very quickly. That was a good thing, I guess. Not much suffering at all. So, just to let you know that there is hope for people you wish would change. And there is always an exception to every rule. I love you guys. And I will see you next time. And love is coming your way.